Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Nyberg Fishing. Today's topic is the baits that I personally like to use in the spring. Anywhere from water that is 38 degrees to probably about 60 degrees. So I'm gonna go over the baits that I use, that I start in the spring, and work my way up to the warmer water baits. This video is it's not a how-to or anything like that. It's just my personal baits that I like to use for myself. Some of you guys may have already seen some of these videos on YouTube, but like I say, this is my personal baits I like to use. But I'm going to start off with a jerk bait. Everybody knows this is a Smithwick Road. It's probably one of my favorite colors right here. I've got a lot of fish on these here. Suspending is key. In clear water is key for for a jerkbait bite. Most of you already probably know that. Second bait is it's an RC stick right here. It's another suspending bait. This is one of my favorite colors. I'm not 100% sure what the color is, but this is an RC stick. Absolutely love these. Looks a lot like a Megabass jerkbait. That is my other jerkbait I like to go to. And this one here is it's a Riles. It's a 100 DR right here. It's a suspending, but it's got the big bill on it. It's got a bright orange belly. Caught a lot of fish on this in the spring. Like I said, these are the three go-to jerk baits that I'll go with when the water is anywhere from like 38 to probably 50 degrees, depending on water clarity, especially the color. If the water's a little bit more stained, I'm going to use a little bit more brighter color like this. If the water's a little dirtier, a little bit more clearer style bait. I have thrown clear jerk baits. Well, not all the way clear, but I've caught fish on about most colors, and a lot of them work. So the second bait, when the water's pretty cold, I've always had luck on a jig, and this is it's a War Eagle finesse jig, a little ball style head jig right there, and I got that paired up with a pocket craw, little craw bait trailer right there. Gives them something to hold on to. Done really good with a jig too. Going up into a little bit faster moving baits is a Rapala Shad Rap. These come in obviously they come in a bunch of different colors. This one's a good one right here, and I like the red craw too. But yeah, Rapala Shad Rap there is another one of my go-to baits. When the water starts to warm up a little bit, probably about 50 degrees, I like to go with a red eye shad. I like to fish this around grass. I like to fish this anywhere from 10 foot of water to a foot of water. And like I say, I like to have grass along with it and get this bait buried in the grass and rip it out. It's kind of what it's designed for. Did well for me last weekend, so it's caught a lot of big fish. Most of you already knew it was coming, is a spinner bait. It's a 1/2 ounce War Eagle spinner bait right here. The color, I'm not sure on the color on this one either. Another color I like to use is mouse. And when the water gets up about 55 degrees, I like to throw one with an orange Colorado blade on there. Another big one for me is a Z-Man chatterbait. Just a 1/2 ounce. You can go to a 1/4 ounce depending on what your wind's like. Now I like to throw all colors, these bluegill, black and blue, and this white and yellow chartreuse. I like to throw these little the Z-Man trailers right here. A lot of times I'll throw a swim bait on there, give them something to bite onto and hold onto. Chatterbait, you can't go wrong with it, especially for big fish, shallow water. Getting into that warmer water is a Strike King 1.5 bluegill color. I also like Sexy Shad a lot. Those catch a lot of fish too. When that water's cold, like I said with the Rapala Shad Rap, it's a pretty narrow bait. This is it's a Bomber Flat A, pretty flat bait here. That's a tight wobble, and when that water's cold like that, I don't like a lot of rattle in my baits, and I like a tighter wobble. So that Bomber Flat A is a great bait to use right here. Last but not least is a lot of you might not know about this bait, but it's a Man's -1. This crankbait right here, it's got a really small bill on it. It'll dive about a foot or less of water. I throw this one strictly on spinning gear. Last year I threw a little bit on a bait caster, but I do throw this on like 6-8 pound test line. It's just a little tiny crankbait. Like I said, it dives about a foot or less. But no, all these baits right here are the baits that I prefer and I use and that work for me and I catch fish with in the spring when the water is anywhere from right after ice out to about 55 degrees. And not saying you can't catch fish on these all year round, because you absolutely can, but for spring baits, these are what I recommend right here. So appreciate if you guys like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See ya.